Imagine a school district on the brink of financial collapse, staring down an almost billion-dollar deficit. Yet instead of taking drastic measures like cutting classroom resources or borrowing funds, they propose a balanced budget that keeps students at the forefront. Sounds impressive, right? But here's where it gets controversial. Some stakeholders aren't convinced this solution is sustainable or fair. Chicago Public Schools CPS recently unveiled its strategy to close a staggering $734 million budget shortfall without resorting to layoffs in classrooms or dipping into loans. While this may sound like a win for teachers and students, tensions are brewing among union members, school board officials, and parents who fear unintended consequences. Before the announcement, union members gathered outside CPS headquarters to protest cuts affecting janitors, crossing guards, and other support staff. These protests underscored growing concerns about how the proposed budget might impact safety, cleanliness, and overall school operations. One standout feature of the plan is its commitment to avoiding mid-year or beginning-of-year reductions in classroom funding, a move many educators see as vital for maintaining stability. Additionally, CPS has pledged to honor existing labor agreements, including negotiated wage increases for teachers, support staff, and administrators. In fact, Mike Sitkowski, CPS's chief budget officer, emphasized that this budget goes further by investing in new initiatives such as sustainable schools, dual language programs, and enhanced athletic opportunities. But balancing a budget without external borrowing comes with risks. Mayor Brandon Johnson had initially supported taking out a short-term loan to ease immediate pressures, but Sitkowski warned against this approach. Borrowing for operational costs could trigger credit downgrades, higher interest rates, and ultimately deeper staffing cuts, an outcome no one wants to see. This cautious stance contrasts sharply with previous leadership. Former CPS CEO Pedro Martinez was ousted partly because he refused to pursue such loans. So, how did CPS achieve balance? The district implemented a mix of strategies: trimming central office expenses, reallocating grant funds, refunding bonds, tapping reserve accounts, and projecting increased revenue. However, there's still one major sticking point: the contentious $175 million municipal pension payment. CPS says it's willing to make this payment only if it receives additional tax increment financing, TIF funds from the city. Appointed school board member Michilla Blaze criticized this conditional offer, calling it foolhardy. Meanwhile, Civic Federation President Joe Ferguson praised Superintendent Pedro Martinez's courage in refusing to spend money CPS doesn't have. The debate over pensions highlights broader disagreements about responsibility. Some argue that CPS should fulfill its obligation regardless of conditions, since the pension fund supports city workers too. Others counter that the city itself should shoulder more of the burden. Elected school board member Chase Smith voiced frustration, saying, "We shouldn't be bargaining over education funding. The state and city should prioritize providing a joyful, rigorous learning environment." Yet another board member, Emma Lozano, expressed skepticism, questioning whether the proposal would succeed at all. Meanwhile, CPS families are voicing their own worries. Many fear potential cuts to essential services like crossing guards, teacher aides, lunchroom staff, librarians, and janitors. Elliot Jackson, a West Side resident, summed up these anxieties. Safe passage programs are in jeopardy. Teachers' aides, lunchroom staff, librarians, all of it matters. If you cut anything, we're the ones bearing the brunt. And she shouldn't bear the burden, referring to his daughter. Community leaders like Dr. Angelique Orr, executive director of West Side Rising, echoed these sentiments, urging state officials to intervene. "Our communities deserve better," she said. "Education should be our top priority, yet we keep getting pushed aside due to disinvestment." Adding fuel to the fire, union leaders representing custodians protested outside CPS headquarters just days before the start of the school year. They highlighted the elimination of over 1,200 positions, many held by long-serving employees. Rebecca Salazar, a CPS custodian with 25 years of experience, shared her frustration. I've dedicated decades to this district, built seniority, and now I'm forced to start over. It's not easy. It's heartbreaking. To drive home the importance of their work, custodians handed out sanitizers during the protest, symbolizing the critical role they play in ensuring clean and safe schools. Mayor Johnson acknowledged the complexity of the situation, noting, "As a former public school teacher, I don't want any cuts in the classroom, but all options must remain available to the board." Despite ongoing negotiations between school and union leaders aimed at securing more state funding, it's clear that Springfield won't deliver relief in time to address this year's massive deficit. Looking ahead, CPS plans to host 2 public hearings next Tuesday to gather input on the budget. The school board will vote on the proposal on August 28th, but uncertainty looms over whether there are enough votes to pass it. CPS released a statement reaffirming its dedication to protecting classroom instruction and prioritizing students, even amid fiscal challenges. According to the district, consolidating custodial services under CPS management aims to create a more efficient, reliable, and unified workforce, starting September 30th. This entire saga raises important questions. Is CPS making the right call by rejecting short-term loans? Should the city step up and cover the pension payment? Or does the state bear ultimate responsibility for adequately funding public education? What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective.